barely had any
star
until he got offered. And of course, Stetson Bennett is a walkout. So the #1 team in the country with all those recruiting classes, 3 key players were not at the top of the recruiting list.
First third down situation the Dogs have faced. They're down at a yard. Zamir White in the Georgia backfield. They fake it to him. Bennett going to go deep and nobody home in the end zone. Incomplete.
But it was the pressure that time off the edge. And that's really the difference of this Florida defense. They've not been able, this time it's coming from the corner on the outside. Right there. It's corner cat. No, it's not. It's a blitz from the inside that time. Thought it was from the edge, but it was not.
Well, here's the first big play of the game. Georgia is going to go on 4th down at a yard.
They take the grounding, number 13 on the offense.
Oh, they called intentional grounding.
Yeah, that was a late flag. We didn't see that till just now.
Down. 4th.
And I think because he had to get rid of it to save a sack, there has to be something there. You can't just say the receiver ran the wrong route. That doesn't get you out of it.
Here's another look.
See, to avoid the sack, he had to get rid of it, and they said, no, you can't do that. You can't say, well, I thought he was going to go long. That will not bail you out.
And that changes, obviously, what's going to happen on the field. It's not 4th and a yard. With the penalty, it's 4th down at 10. This will be a 46-yard field goal attempt by Jack Podlesny, who's 10 out of 13 on the year. He's now 10 out of 14 on the year. Wide right by quite a bit.
So remember, a year ago, Georgia started the game with a 75-yard touchdown, as Brad told you. This stop for this defense, after what they've been through and heard about it for 2 weeks, was huge.
From just inside the 29-yard line. As Gary said, explosive is what Richardson gives them. And on the run to the edge, good start. As Malik Davis with a good game. And the rest of the offense for Florida, guy that's coming off a career game for him, Justin Shorter, a couple of touchdowns last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, in their loss to LSU. They're a little banged up at wide receiver. A couple guys that aren't going to play today. Richardson throws short, and it's complete to Gamble. And Georgia defensively will face a 3rd down here as Florida going in a hurry up. We talk a lot about Jordan Davis, but Jalen Carter had a monster game 2 weeks ago against Kentucky. Did a little bit of everything. Sacked the quarterback, blocked kicks. And I call him a mini version of Jordan Davis at 330. A little bit smaller than Jordan.
So Florida simulated they were going to go hurry up and kept the Georgia defense out of their nickel package.
Empty backfield. Let's see if Richardson uses his legs on 3rd and 3. He's trying to, but he'll go down, and it's 4th. Devontae Wyatt and Nolan Smith there to meet him.
So in SEC play, this Florida team has run the ball 192 times. Half of them have been by the quarterback. 50% of the plays. I think Georgia is well aware of that. To stop the running game for Florida, you must stop the quarterback.
Jeremy Crawshaw will punt. Kieras Jackson got it to about the 33 on the return. 9:27 remaining first quarter. Georgia that went right down.
Partly by Todd Monken that they would go for it on 4th down. But with the penalty, they have to kick the field goal and miss it, so they get a 0.
Lost opportunity after going right down the field quickly.
I like the 3rd down call, knowing that you could go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
You never call it thinking you're going to get called for a penalty.
James Cook trying to get wide. And Florida does a nice job bringing him down after a pickup of 2.
So last year in the first half of this game, Florida's best defensive tackle, Zach Carter, did not play because he had a suspension from the prior game for getting in a fight. He's their best sack player with 6. He gets the most tackles for a loss. A very important player because in the first half he wasn't there a year ago.
Georgia empties its backfield again. Stetson Bennett in the shotgun on 2nd down and 8. Pressure up the middle. He throws, I don't know if it was a middle screen to the tight end, but he threw it in the dirt. And Javon Dexter was the guy putting on some pressure.
If you're a fan of Florida, you want to see this defense tackle well. They're averaging 12 missed tackles a game. It's really hurt them. It's so unusual watching Florida play defense over years, or year after year. This team just doesn't seem to tackle as well as Florida defenses in the past.
First long yardage situation for Georgia on third down. Third and 8. Bennett in trouble. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws on the run. Throws a strike to James Cook for the first down.
So when we talked to Todd Monken, we asked, what separates Stetson Bennett from JT Daniels? He says he just gives us more wheels, more options to call different types of plays, helps our offensive line when they break down. We're just comfortable the way we can call the game with him.
I thought Florida was offside. Brenton Cox, I thought, got a big jump unless he was drawn offside. We have a penalty down.
Offside on the defense. Number 1. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Brenton Cox, former Georgia player. And first 6 games, now competition a little bit different over the course, but against LSU, as you said, Gary, that was a mess.
Yeah, that was a surprise too. LSU came into that game now averaging less than 2 yards per carry, and they exploded against this defense. Through 6 games, Florida said, we got an elite defense, or close to it.
Yeah.
After that game, it's been a 2-week storyline here.
So with the penalty, 1st and 5, just on the Georgia side of the 50. Whoops, nobody home on the handoff, and Bennett does it himself. It was going to be a play fake or riding his tailback, and his tailback was not home. Zamir White went straight up.
Yep. That doesn't work very often, but he got him out of it. And, you know, that's one of the things that you have to take a look at here for Stetson Bennett. He's played well knowing there's no one pushing him from behind.
Right.
But now he knows that if things don't go well, JT Daniels is ready.
And of course, Stetson Bennett got hurt in this game a year ago, played through it, but his effectiveness was not there after the first quarter. Here he is on first down with plenty of time. Lofts it to Zamir White. He dropped the ball. I don't know if he ever had it.
Now they're signaling incomplete. Pretty good coverage that time by Hopper, number 28, the inside linebacker. He forced him outside, which you have to do. Good throw, obviously should have caught the ball, but if you're an inside linebacker, you can't let that guy beat you inside because those go for touchdowns. Remember we saw James Cook do that?
Yeah.
Get inside and score a touchdown. He forced him wide.
Zamir White had only 2 catches coming in to this game. Should have had that one. He'll come out. James Cook comes in. Jermaine Burton will be in motion. 2nd and 10. Cook for a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 8 upcoming. Brenton Cox in on the tackle. You see A.D. Mitchell trotting from the sideline over to the right side.
So
a freshman who's one of their top receivers.
Even though it looks like a spread formation with 4 wide receivers, there's still a tight end in the game.
And that's Bowers, who sets up shop on the left wing on 3rd down and 8. And now A.D. Mitchell jumped.
Another penalty on 3rd down.
Number 5 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
There's number 5 on number 5 out there, and Elam clapping his hands because the freshman jumped.
So 3rd down has been the story of this game the last couple years. Last year in this game, Georgia was 2 for 13. That's been an important stat. 2 years ago, and when they won, they were 12 for 18.
Yeah, it's Jake Fromm. They had unbelievable on 3rd down. 3rd down here and 13. Bennett trying to throw on the run, and in and out of the right hand of Bowers. Would have been a 1st down.
That time, number 7, Jeremiah Moon, who was chasing Stetson Bennett, he actually spied on the play. He lines up outside, but watch him just kind of stay there and look. He really doesn't rush, and he's got the quarterback and ends up making the play.
And on the other end, a one-handed attempt by Bowers. Georgia forced to punt. Jake Camarda stands at his 40. Xavier Henderson is back deep for the Gators. Camarda dropping back and throwing back on a wheel route. Complete. Kamari Gamble, the tight end.
So I was kind of kidding Dan on the phone last night when we talked to him. I said, don't you have to start the game with a wheel route?
Yeah.
Since you basically destroyed him with that. This time it was kind of a tight end wheel route. Still counts no matter whether it's a tight end or a back. It seems to give this Georgia defense some problems.
Malik Davis, the tailback for Florida, had 5 catches for 100 yards, mostly on that kind of route.
I remember.
First down. Naquan Wright for a couple.
Yeah, when you find something to attack the defense, I don't think there's anybody better in college football to keep attacking it with different formations. Now, they don't have a Kyle Trask throwing those type of balls. Some of these times, you know, the guy was pretty well covered and he stuck it in there. But I think today they're going to have to figure out a way because it's not going to stop.
There were 5-year-old kids in Georgia that learned what a wheel route was just from that game last year. Down the middle to Naquan Wright.
They just ran it again.
At the 45.
Good job that time by Anthony Richardson. The wheel route was covered, but it opened something out. You're going to get wheel here and a hook right there. It's a 2-man route. It's not hard. Simple. 1, 2, take it.
Third down and 3. Richardson's 3 for 3 so far. Naquan Wright stays with him in the Gator backfield. Nakobe Dean calling signals for Georgia. Here comes some pressure, and the pressure forced an incompletion. Quay Walker was putting on the heat, I think.
Yeah, well, that's one of those that's on the quarterback, though. So you see Dan talk to him. When we talked to Dan in Alabama, he says, yeah, Anthony's really good, but the simple plays, he's not there yet. He should have thrown hot. The Florida receiver was right behind the blitz. He didn't throw hot. You're going to get an earful. That's the kind of the plus minus of Anthony Richardson. The easy plays he's not making.
So the punt. Kearis Jackson's going to stay out of the way on this one and hope. Kirby, of course, all-conference performer his senior season in the secondary for Georgia. Kenny McIntosh in the lineup for the first time in a while. He's been banged up.
So that's a great sign for this Florida defense. One of the things that watching tape on Florida is you don't see that disruption by the defensive line in the backfield. It's not just sacks. Tackles for losses have been down for this. You've got to disrupt. Even if you don't make the tackle, you break up the rhythm of the play. They did a great job there.
Second down and 10 from the 20. Throw to the outside, in and out of the hands, and a nice hit on the intended receiver, Rosemy Jack Saints, who broke his ankle in this game a year ago.
Yeah, Abraham does a good job here. Tackle, bring your arms. You could tell for 2 weeks they've been hearing about it. When you have Todd Grantham right here, defensive coordinator, your team is ranked 94th in missed tackles per game. You're going to practice tackling in the 2 weeks you have off.
Third down and 10. Bennett, the quick throw on the wideout screen. And that's not going anywhere either.
You get the feeling that Florida doesn't believe Georgia's going to throw the ball down the field. They're attacking everything.
Trey Dean made the hit. And it's a punting situation again for Georgia. And back comes Camarda to kick. He'll be inside his own 10. And down on the other end, Xavier Henderson. Henderson has to backpedal to the 25. And got about 7 on the return. Well, tomorrow the NFL on CBS features several outstanding matchups, including the Steelers heading to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Bengals take on the Jets. The Patriots on the road against the Chargers. And to get you all set for the day's action is JB and the guys at noon Eastern. The NFL today, tomorrow. The NFL on CBS.
Ness, I got a cool stat for you. The Georgia rush defense has given up 63 yards a game.
Right.
number 2 in the country. The Florida rush offense is number 4, averaging 252. 4 times 63 equals 252.
Wow, you've got too much time on your hands.
63 yards a quarter. If Florida could get half of 63, I think they'd take it each quarter.
They're going to try to pitch it to get some of that here, and they do get a nice gain. Malik Davis run out of bounds.
So the difference, the spread is about, 190 yards, the difference between the 2 yardages. And so if split it in half, let's give both sides some credit here. Could this Florida team rush for 35, 40 yards a quarter? If so, they love it. So far, they've got 11.
Like you said, out of the 254 per game, 120 of it comes from their quarterbacks, be it Jones or in this case Richardson. He's going to throw to the outside, throws a strike complete, and a first down to Justin Shorter.
The decision to change quarterbacks was not an easy one. We all know that Anthony Richardson is extremely talented. We all know he's not completely ready with the full Dan Mullen offense. And Emory Jones has been playing pretty well.
Yeah.
Last 4 games, he's averaged 70% completions. It's been the turnovers.
12 interceptions between the two. Keep it on the ground.
Now look at that. Whoa. Georgia defense run from inside out. Holy cow.
Malik Davis thought he had something going until he ran into Trayvon Walker and company.
Yeah, Trayvon Walker, Nolan Smith, whoever, just pick a number. N'Kobe Dean. They run from inside out. You see number 7, Quay Walker. There's no place to turn up. That's why you can have a 63 yards a game rush defense.
Everybody wants a piece of the action, and they just feed off each other, the Georgia defenders.
Yeah, if you don't hurry up and get the tackle, somebody else will.
Exactly. Second down and 9. This time, busting through is Davis. Still going. Nope, that's Dameon Pierce. And he just pierced the Georgia defense for the biggest play of the game so far.
And he ran right at it. Straight north and south. One of the reasons, you don't want to take on those big guys inside, but they're fast to the outside. And just a crease. Great job inside. Egwukin, number 65, the center, did a great job on that one.
Pierce had over 50 yards on his 15 carries last year in this game. That one got the Gators a first down to 36 of Georgia. Richardson throws, and it's Gamble again on the receiving end.
I think Dan was trying to come up with a big play. I think it was one of those plays where everybody looks to the sideline hoping that they'll switch defenses and they quick snap it. Georgia was ready.
Wow. Tricky.
Remember we saw that, I think it was LSU. Alabama did it to LSU in a game 2-3 years ago.
Kamari Gamble with 3 catches already here in the first quarter that has 15 seconds remaining. And now play fake and looking for a flag as Copeland doesn't get it. It's third down.
You asked me another big difference in this Florida team this year. Obviously Kyle Trask threw the ball at a high level, but they don't have those difference makers. There's no Kadarius Kyle Pitts. I mean, there's really not a receiver that is that explosive, take it deep, and everybody's kind of shaking in their boots.
0 for 2 on the third down conversions are the Gators. This is 3rd and 7 as the Georgia faithful start to make some noise here. Richardson down the middle is high. No flag.
I think Shorter slipped on the play. The blitz was picked up nicely that time by the offensive line for the Gators, but I think Justin Shorter slipped on the play, or was it just a high throw? Let's see what happens here. Comes in.
Yep.
Yeah, he did slip.
That forces a field goal. Jason Chrisman will try from 51 yards away. 3 out of 4 so far, as long as, and they work from just outside their own 33-yard line. And Zamir White goes for about 3. Scoreless first quarter, Gary, last year, a 14-point hole that Florida had to dig themselves out of. I got to think Florida right now, even though we had missed field goals by both teams, is thinking, hey, we can play with these guys.
Absolutely. They got off. They ran the ball for 30 yards in the first quarter. I mean, they've got to take. It's not going to be easy. Again, if they get to 120, 150 running the ball in the game, they'll be thrilled because It's not easy sledding, but the mistakes that Georgia made themselves on third down has been their big stopping point so far in the game.
Low snap. Bennett scoops it off the ground and then throws a dart complete to Kearis Jackson.
So we always talk about, that's, by the way, second target for Kearis. We always talk about the big arm. How big of an arm do you need? If you can throw this ball right here, this 15-yard route, you're good enough. That's
right over the umpire's
Absolutely.
head. And Matt Luke
says, just give him time. Just give him time, and he can do it.
Offensive line coach for the Dogs. Stetson Bennett 6 out of 10 here early. Last year he was 5 out of 16 for the game. Back to throw again. This time he's going deep. And he overshoots everybody. McConkey was the intended receiver.
But McConkey got forced too far inside that time. When you throw the ball down the middle like that, you have to be very careful of the safety in the middle of the field. He got away with it, but on that one, I thought for sure if that ball's thrown 5 yards shorter, it could have been picked off.
Yep. Second and 10 from the 48. James Cook in the backfield with Bennett. And he'll get the draw play call. And a nice open field tackle by Trey Dean. There's a flag down.
Yeah, but Gervon Dexter, number 9, says, I got held, and that's why the play worked. Was it the center, Van Pran, that is going to get called?
David Smith will tell us.
Holding, number 63 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
It is the center.
Gervon is a highly recruited nose tackle. It's always college football, these 9s and 5s and 6s for the defensive lineman. You got to keep it straight. But he knew he got held, and he saw that yellow flag, and he knew it was him, and the ball to go backward. Another penalty.
Been 11 years since the matchup between these two teams went scoreless through the first quarter, as this one did. And now a couple of minutes into the second quarter, Georgia with a 2nd and 20. Bennett throws across the middle, complete. Another flag is down. Kenny McIntosh still going. Well, let's see what this marker is about. Looks like might be in the area of holding against Florida. Just by judging where the flag went down, unless Georgia had a lineman downfield. Kirby Smart doesn't know what it is either. He's trying to listen in to the conversation with the officials.
I don't think there was a lineman downfield. I think it was top of the screen holding by the corner on the play. Not involved in the play. It was holding before the pass.
Holding, number 5 on the defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot results in automatic first down.
Yeah, it was Elam to the outside, holding before the ball. Just a lot of fighting right there, and it's hard to play. Bump and run if you don't hold. They seem to be a lot of holding in college football, and the receivers, they let them get away with a lot, but that was too much. Didn't matter. It was a positive play anyway, but Kirby, did he take the penalty?
His first down, automatic first down, so they go right back to the original line of scrimmage where they started this thing. Zamir White hit in the backfield, made something out of nothing there. Ended up getting about 5 or 6 yards. Diabate on the tackle.
How about Georgia on this play? I think Darnell Washington thought this is a pass on this play. Watch him go out, and they're running right behind him on the play, and it still works. Coming across, watch him just kind of dodge. And he's like, what? What is
a phantom block.
Yes.
They'll take the 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. White broke out the back end. Almost took it. He slips on his own at the 32.
And Ness, guess what the play was?
Counter?
You got it. This is about the 4th time this play has been run in this game. Watch the pulling from the back guard and tackle. Seal block. Great job by the seal block. I think it was Bowers, number 19, that got that block, and they creased him with it.
Tell you what, if Zamir White doesn't slip, he's one-on-one with Elam, and
he's not fun to tackle.
No, he's not. First down at the 33. Another 5 yards. Georgia likes to spread the wealth on the ground. They don't just feature one guy. They've got Zamir White, James Cook, Kendall Milton, who's not playing today, but Kenny McIntosh is back. And so those guys share the load in that Georgia backfield. Zamir White, the last couple of carries, getting a little bit lathered up. Got 5 more on the last handoff. They fake it to him. Cox giving chase on Bennett. Bennett's going to take off on his own. Stetson Bennett inside the 10.
That was beautiful. I think 3 tight ends were on the field for Georgia on the play. I think they had Washington, Bowers, and Fitzpatrick right here. 3 of them. It's been a good formation for them. But Bennett, with his wheels, that extra dimension, and he smartly gets down without taking a hit. At the end of it, get as much as you can, survive another play.
First and goal, Georgia at the 7. White straight up the middle, inside the 5.
This is really interesting about this Georgia attack. Georgia uses 2 or more tight ends almost half the time in the game. 44% of the time. That's 18th in the nation, but they feature that, and now they're even going 3 tight ends, which means they really have 8 blockers on the field. It's a really interesting formation that Todd Monken is employing for his Georgia football team, the way they attack.
Bowers and John Fitzpatrick, 86, both lined up on the right side in this case. There they are. Second down and goal. Bowers in motion. Blitz coming. James Cook runs right into it.
I'll tell you, they had Bowers all in the flat. Now, if you fake that, I think Todd Monken will see that. It was stopped inside, but watch Bowers as he goes. He could be open here. No one's even going to cover him. He has it easy right to the cone right there. Play.
So third down and goal.
He's had 1 attempt, but that was on a pass sack.
Georgia delayed blitz. Richardson double clutches and throws complete. And it's Jacob Copeland for a first down.
Well, you can see the ability, the explosive ability. Big, tall, 6'5"-ish, 230, 40 pounds, weights, throws a perfect ball right over the outstretched arm that time of Nolan Smith.
And a first down for the Gators at the 41. Richardson comes back near side this time.
That was crafty right there. Threw that one sidearm just before he got hit.
Got it to Zipperer. Picks up about 7. Here's what Gary was talking about.
Watch the quick feed. He knows he's going to get pressure. Steps in, zips it just as he's getting hit. Very nice.
Second down and 3. Naquan Wright behind him in a pistol set here. He'll get the carry, trying to bounce it outside, and does just enough to get the Gator first down. The season numbers between the 2 quarterbacks, here's how they look. A lot more snaps, obviously, for Emory Jones. As Gary said, it's not that he played poorly. The turnover problem is an issue.
Right from the start of the season, he really never solved it.
Back to the ground for a couple is Dameon Pierce.
When we talked to Dan, he was adamant that we are not just going to be a pass-happy team. He says, I understand they're hard to run the ball against. He said, but I can't just be, throw it 45 times in this game. I've got to continue to peck away and at least make them honor the run.
And as he told Jamie in the pregame, it's not about perfect balance yards-wise. It's just keep Georgia on their heels a little bit between run and pass. This is a pass. Maybe. Richardson throws late. Out of bounds. Incomplete.
Well, number 99 has been the center of attention, the way he plays the nose tackle position. This time he's stunned into the outside. Good job by that Florida offensive. Maybe the one of the surprises of this season. It's been disappointing lately. Has been, I think this offensive line has played better than people thought in Florida. They're pretty good.
That time Richard Garage probably felt like he was blocking a garage with Jordan Davis. 3rd down and 7. Richardson on a keeper. And he's going to be short.
Decision time for Dan Mullen now. He got just enough. First design run, that was an option. Does he go for it on 4th down?
Channing Tindall made the tackle after this run by Richardson. And it appears they're going.
4th and what, yard and a half basically?
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite 2.
No, it's not quite 2. Dameon Pierce back into the backfield.
There's the big guys inside. Both of the nose tackles, Carter and Davis, are lined up inside.
Richardson, quarterback run all the way. Easily picks up the 1st down, and he's still going.
Well, the comparisons have been of Cam Newton. And that right there is the Cam Newton 3rd and 4th down offense. Pull the backside guard. It's Reese this time. Follow behind. And you better have somebody to tackle this big guy. Because on these short yardage plays, that number 15, we've seen it before, running plays like this in this game. That is Tebow-like.
There's the numbers we were talking about, 120 yards a game from that quarterback position on the ground. That was a big pickup on 4th. Now Richardson wants to go back to the air, but Georgia won't let him. The sack by Jalen Carter, the mini Jordan Davis.
I think he just wrapped around this time. It took a while for him to come around, but I think he comes around like this. Stunt inside, and yes, he comes around for the tackle game. End comes down, tackle goes around. Woo! That's a 30-pound guy with those type of wheels. We've seen him block from the fullback position. We've seen him catch passes. He is a unique player. He gets kind of in the shadow of Jordan Davis. It's a big shadow.
It is a big shadow.
Oh, look at this. Quarterback back here, 15 yards back.
Emory Jones. Double pass coming. Richardson flips it. Incomplete. Georgia broke it up at the 9-yard line.
Well, we might have been surprised a little bit of it, but
Jamie wasn't, I don't think.
Jamie's seen it before, and she got tipped off this play was coming, but either was Georgia. Watch Georgia on this play. They stay deep, they stay in their zone, and there is nobody to go deep to.
Jamie?
Yeah, Dan Mullen actually told me that he got that play from Danny Werfel. Danny Werfel's playing flag football, 7-on-7 ball. He pulled this page out of the playbook, gave it to Dan Mullen this summer, and said, if you're so creative, put it in, and there it was.
And it almost worked, but Georgia was on top of it. 3rd down and 20. Oh, all kinds of movement, it appeared. Blow this one dead.
You know what I think Danny Werfel might just kind of be saying? Is, Coach, I didn't think you should do it on 2nd and 20, though. I think that's like a 1st and 10 or 2nd and 8 play, because passing situation like that.
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
No way it fooled them.
Now it's 3rd down and a mile as they back up. The line of scrimmage is going to be outside the 45 now. They've got to get all the way to the 21 to pick up a 1st down. Florida hasn't converted a 3rd down, and there's not a lot of great plays in the book for this particular situation. Here's a late pitch. Well, maybe it'll work. Not quite. Naquan Wright brought down.
It did get him about the 15 yards for a field goal try, though.
No, Kobe Dean made the tackle.
To get a 50-yard field goal, they needed about 15. The option gets them just about enough, I think. I think they'll try a field goal here. Oh, it's 3rd and 13 still. I'm sorry, my fault.
Yeah. I thought it was 4th down.
I thought it was 4th down.
It's 4th down on the field.
Yeah, they got it. The marker says 4th down as well. The down marker says 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Yeah, they're going for it.
Okay.
Difference. You know, backed up that close, not much you can do fancy. And, you know, for Florida, they only need 1 1st down to get out of the half here, basically. I don't know if they'll be able to get it.
Lucky that wasn't a safety, and he's still in the ear of the official. 2nd down and 10 from the 1. Richardson runs all the way again. This time he gets a little room to breathe. Still going with no whistle, I guess. And the ball came out at the end. Georgia's got it. Nolan Smith is in the end zone. Georgia touchdown.
So with the new rule allowing the ball carrier to be pushed forward, Georgia, I was going to say they tried to tackle the ball and let Richard get too many yards, but they continued to tackle the ball and tackle the ball. The whistle did not blow, and he steals it at the end. He goes down. It's not going to be a touchdown, but is it Georgia's ball? That's the question.
Now here's a look at Nolan Smith ripping.
I think it should be Georgia's ball. Anthony
Right
Richardson was still going forward on the play.
Gene Steratore, our rules official, is going to join us right now. Gene.
And I agree with Gary, without a whistle there, and I don't think there should have been, because the forward momentum, the progress never does stop. He continues to work his way forward, but in that process, as you guys said,
recovered by Georgia. When the player recovered the fumble, his knee was down at that spot. It'll be first down Georgia at that spot.
very well said by the referee. No progress, change of possession, player down by contact.
And Gino, the result is the rule that was changed that allows people to push the runner forward, and this is what can happen. Usually maybe 8 years ago they would have called that forward progress, but not now.
Yeah, and you know, Gary, with that new change, you probably wouldn't have that slow movement forward without some momentum behind him either. So that's leading to more plays like this. I agree with you.
Well, what momentum Florida had just got taken away by the fumble recovery by Nolan Smith.
There's momentum, and then there's momentum.
That's right. So they're going to see, I think, where they want to spot the ball, as they've already made the call. And they're reviewing the play again. But as we see it, this is how it looked to us, and it would be right about at the 11-yard line, which is where they spotted it. Yep. Nolan Smith instinctively gets up and heads to the end zone, but he was already down.
Yeah, he took the ball away. Listen, we saw Caleb Williams, the Oklahoma quarterback, do something like this and make a huge first down. This is just as big a play here for the Georgia defense and Nolan Smith.
And from up above, number 4, who had a huge game against South Carolina, had a forced fumble, 8 tackles, a sack and a half. And since that time, this is one of his biggest plays of this so far undefeated season for the Bulldogs.
I really was just about to say that Georgia, by going for the ball and trying to rip the ball loose, actually gave Richardson an extra 5 yards, and it may get him out of the half, and all of a sudden he comes up with the ball.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a fumble is confirmed, recovered by the defense at the 11-yard line. First down, Georgia.
Yep, it's going to look just about the same. Now, Ness, we were here a few years ago when the Florida defense had like an 8-play defensive goal line stand. Right. They need something like that to stay in the game right here.
Big play by the junior outside linebacker from Savannah, Georgia, Nolan Smith. So now Stetson Bennett and the Georgia offense on a very short field following the fumble recovery. They have first down at the 11-yard line. They can get a first down at the 1, so it's not first and goal here from the 11. James Cook with Bennett in the backfield. Gets the carry. James Cook gets the touchdown, Georgia. Boy, what a costly turnover. And in one play, Georgia makes it pay.
Beautiful job by Van Pran and Erickson, the center and the right guard. Watch them double and then get to the linebacker. They push the tackle, they engage, and then they go to the second level and they walk into it. Beautiful offensive line play.
Lawrence Toafili pulls a Michael Dyer, doesn't hit the grass, and then the big toe of Toafili keeps him in bounds for the touchdown. Clemson just scored to take the lead back, 17-13. Ness, Gary, see it happen.
Isaac. Again, 2 minutes, 16 seconds. Georgia, one-play scoring drive. They've had 4 of those this year.
I think nobody was happier than Stetson Bennett.
You're not
seeing
kidding.
That fumble recovery.
Jake Camarda's got it teed up. Still 2:16 remaining in the half. And Florida will start from the 25 with a full complement of timeouts remaining. Time to test your knowledge with our trivia question. Was the last time Georgia was ranked #1 entering their game against Florida? How about 1942? They won kind of big. They went on to win the national championship, by the way, and Frankie Sinkwich won the Heisman Trophy. So a lot of stuff going on in 42.
I'm wondering how much confidence Dan Mullen has in Anthony Richardson here. 2 minute, does he let him go 2-minute drill? What does he try to do with his young quarterback?
And everybody jumping on the offensive line.
There should be no surprise for this Florida team and moving before the snap.
Number 70 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Michael Tarquin, the tackle, jumps.
If you turn on any game tape, you're going to know that Georgia shifts late just like that.
The last scoreless half was 4 years ago against Georgia, and that didn't go so well for the Gators. Here's the option. Richardson will keep it, and he gets nothing. And maybe a half yard, I guess.
Trayvon Walker, that time number 44, turned the play inside. Richardson wanted to get out on that option, and Walker turns it in and then grabs onto the feet for the tackle. Got to believe Kirby will call timeout if they get a stop right here.
Georgia has 3 timeouts remaining. Delayed blitz by Nakobe Dean. And another interception. This one's Nolan Smith. Back-to-back huge plays for number 4.
And I think Walker, number 44, got a tip on the play. Back-to-back big plays by Walker. He snaps the option, and I think he tips this ball. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He drops back and tips it.
And Nakobe Dean was right in the face of Richardson, right in the chest, I should say. That maybe had something to do with that pass.
How about Walker puts his hand in the dirt, plays defensive end, plays outside linebacker, drops, reacts to the eyes of the quarterback, and makes the play. What a defensive play.
And what we said about this Georgia defense, they start to feed off each other. And that was 3 dogs hunting right there. And now Georgia on a short field again. The 36-yard line, first down. Play fake. Bennett loads. Going deep to the end zone. Kearis Jackson has got it. "36 yards in the corner of the end zone."
Perfectly thrown ball. Makes the catch. Does his shin come down before the bottom comes down? Does he get that left foot down? I think he does. That's a touchdown.
AT&T 5G pylon cam gives you a look. Pass out in the flat to Henderson. Let's take you back to the touchdown.
Yeah, one more look at the coverage. The deep safety. This is tough to cover one-on-one when you're standing flat-footed and a guy's coming at you full speed. He gets beat on the deep route. Kind of a man-to-man coverage, but Torrance is so far away on the play that he really could not get up to speed and match Jackson on the play.
Kearis Jackson was Georgia's leading receiver last year. Everybody thinks it was George Pickens. Caught 36 balls. He'd been a little bit banged up coming into the early part of this season, mostly returning punts, and that's his first touchdown catch of the year, and it was a big one to give Georgia a 17-0 lead.
And you can see on both of those 2 passes how that secondary for Georgia clamps down and make tackles. You throw it, but you don't get a lot of yards after catch.
Quarterback draw here. Richardson hitting the backfield, but he gets the first down on a 3rd and 1.
Boy, I thought Devontae Wyatt had him that time for a sack. And Kirby would have called timeout on the play and forced him to punt again.
The shift on the Georgia front and then the penetration right there, but at 6'4", 235 pounds, just kept powering ahead. We're under a minute now in the half. As Florida gets the ball to start the third quarter. Richardson, can he come up with something big here? Gets a completion.
Dan has to take a timeout here, right? He didn't before first down. I think he just did. Yes.
Malik Davis on the receiving end of that one. And we'll be back in 30 seconds to see what Florida does next on offense.
Pepperoni pizza combined with Italian cheese sticks. Plus crazy sauce. There's Halloween. Only Little Caesars gives you this unexpected combination for just $6. Hot and ready between 4 and 8.
Pizza. Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield. Never not working.
Thursday, have you heard about the new hit comedy Ghosts? Critics call it frightfully funny, hilariously spooky, and the fall's funniest. So prepare to be scared funny with a brand new episode of Ghosts Thursday at 9, 8 Central here on CBS. Florida 2nd down and 3. At their own 44. Richardson flares it out again out of the backfield. It'll be a first down. Not by much, but Xavier Henderson with the reception. Quay Walker brought him down.
That's an inside linebacker, ladies and gentlemen. 235 pounds, chasing that in from inside out. Again, we talked about how Florida is missing 12 tackles a game. Georgia only misses 4 tackles a game.
Richardson wanted to go long. He's not going anywhere. Adam Anderson's got him.
I think we can see why this defense is elite.
It's 5.5 sacks on the year for Adam Anderson.
I think that's him right there, lined up at the defensive end position. Gets inside, runs it back, and then enough time to still get inside and make the sack.
Almost knocked the ball out, too.
They all go for it now.
Yep. Well, it paid off in the second quarter for him. We know that. There's Dan Lanning, the defensive coordinator.
He has to be a hot ticket, don't you think?
He's in his 4th year, but they just keep getting better on defense. And of course, Kirby Smart is a huge part of that defense. Dan Lanning's a good coach.
I got news for you. The way they're recruiting, they're not going to get a lot worse coming forward in the future.
Let's take a look at our Dr. Pepper SEC standings in the East. Here's how it looks. Georgia with a 17-0 lead right now, trying to go to 6-0 in conference play. Florida already with 3 losses. Kentucky has Mississippi State tonight as Kentucky tries to keep pace with Georgia. But if they lose that game and Georgia wins this one, Georgia's going to the SEC championship as the winners of the East.
At one timeout, they need about 20 yards, maybe 21 yards for a field goal try of 50.
Empty backfield except Anthony Richardson. Oh, and it's intercepted by Nakobe Dean. Goodbye. Dean is gone. Touchdown, Georgia. Mechanical engineer major just engineered a pick 6.
Well, you cannot throw the ball this late to the outside like that. Georgia's sitting in a zone defense. They just see it all the way. That's a running back to the outside that Dean is matched up against Malik Davis. He knows he's got safety's help. He's squatted, and the inexperience of Anthony Richardson is showing up in this game.
Do you know that about a minute and 50 seconds ago, this was a 3-0 game? Right now, it's 24-0.
When Florida intercepted the ball, I was going to say that
they gave up 68 rushing yards in the first half, which is more than they give up per game. And flags all over the place.
False start. 72 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
And a 3rd and 1 becomes a 3rd and 6. That tells you the story looking at the Florida fans.
And you know this Georgia defense doesn't have to bring pressure. 4's enough.
Play action, quick throw to the outside. Not going to get the first down. Gamble, the tight end, makes the catch, but Quay Walker has been all over the field today.
Well, everybody, and me in particular, think Nakobe Dean, the interception for a touchdown, one of the great players in the league. But Quay Walker doesn't have to take much of a back seat.
No, he doesn't.
This is an elite front 7. No one has really been able to get to the secondary because those guys up front won't let you get there so far this year.
Talk about a front 7, but it's really about a front 14. As many guys as they have.
Thankfully, they can only play 7.
That's true. Fair catch, take 25. Georgia from the 30. Zamir White behind Stetson Bennett. Will get the carry. And spins his way for 5.
Ness, Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator, calling plays now. You got to kind of look at the offense with Georgia, not really kind of figure out exactly what their pass run ratio is, because half the plays they've run this season have been with a 14 or more point lead. So it kind of distorts your play calling in the second half of these games.
Good point. Zamir White got 5. And he's got about 3 more. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
Well, we know the one mistake that Stetson Bennett made, and we saw this during halftime, and Brad expertly said, don't throw it over there anymore.
That 0 for 2 with a pick doesn't look good in that far corner of the end zone.
Yep. Don't need to play in the NFL to see that.
3rd down and short. Opening offensive possession for Georgia. Got those 2 big tight ends in Fitzpatrick and Darnell Washington, both lined up to the left. Let's see if they run that way. Nope, straight up the middle. First down, Zamir White.
Give you another interesting stat. I just went a little bit deep into this offense. 50% of the plays Georgia has run this year, undefeated, right, have been with 3 wide receivers. That puts them 103rd in the country.
Wow.
At 50% of their plays with 3 wide receivers.
They'd rather have 3 tight ends out there.
Exactly. That's just how many spread offenses now are in college football.
First down from the 42. One of those tight ends, Bowers, in motion. It's a toss sweep to Kenny McIntosh. And he got it out across the 45.
Nice job that time by Warren McClendon, number 70, the right tackle. Good job at the end man of line of scrimmage that time. Very athletic, moving his feet, kept moving them. Starter a year ago. Let's keep an eye on him right here, see how he handles. I think it's Brenton Cox he's going to have to get on. Yes, it is. Cox, and he runs him pass and smartly turned up inside by McIntosh.
Second down and 5. McIntosh again trying to weave his way to a first down, and with all the pushing, he got close. And the ball out at the end.
Now they're calling him down.
Take another look. I don't know.
It was his right knee down, though. I
looked
think,
like it.
Yeah, was his right knee down before? I don't think so.
Maybe
I think
not.
that's going to be called a fumble. Now, was it immediately, the ball was moving, was it immediately, even though the whistle blew, there can be an immediate recovery here?
They're going to take a look. Review underway.
I think it was. Rashard Torrance, number 22, got it.
Gene Steratore is going to join us. Gene.
Another similar play where we had a pile of bodies, and the forward progress continues to move forward without a stoppage. And in my opinion there, that ball is loose before that right knee or any other body part hits the ground. And as Gary already said, with the quick whistle and the immediate continuing action, that recovery occurs, and they will put that as part of the finality of the play and allow that to occur, the recovery as well.
So 2 big plays by Rashad Torrance today. An interception, and now we think a fumble recovery off McIntosh.
Just
Gary,
one quick point here for the official. Should he, have called that a fumble? In a perfect world, should he be saying that fumble so he doesn't get the whistle when it's that close?
Yeah, you should, Gary. And as replay has evolved, it's always safer to definitely allow plays to go and come back if he's down.
After further review, the runner fumbled prior to being down. The ball is recovered by Florida. First down, Florida.
Gators take over. 2 big plays by number 22.
So, after that LSU game, this Florida defense caught it big time.
Yep.
And they have stepped up in this game. You have to admit, they played a really good football game. They got shocked on that one deep pass, but for the most part, they've been up to the challenge today against Georgia.
Well, for the people who always want Todd Grantham's head, you can't put on those guys today.
That's for sure.
So, just shaded on the Georgia side of midfield. Florida first down off the turnover. And Pierce goes inside the 45 to the 44. Quay Walker, another tackle.
No one's saying, obviously, this game is not over. I mean, one touchdown changes everybody's thoughts. An early turnover, one score here, maybe a field goal, and right away the Georgia offense starts to feel the pressure.
They keep it on the ground, cutting it outside is Pierce. Got the edge and the sideline. Big play. Dameon Pierce.
Good job this time by Josh Brown, number 72. He's in the game as the backup because of the injury to White. Watch him turn his guy inside, stay with him just enough, and allow Dameon Pierce get to the outside.
Pickup of 18 down to the Georgia 26. Florida try to pay off the turnover. Richardson, no pitch, he'll keep it. And he goes for about 4.
Yeah, he couldn't pitch it. Nakobe Dean, really good job that time by that Georgia defense. Assignment football. Dean doesn't look at the quarterback. He looks at the pitch man. He's got a job to do. Watch him track outside for the pitch man. He lets his teammates make the tackle. That's the discipline of running a good defense.
I'm pretty sure Jalen Carter's got my back. He did. 2nd and 7. Quarterback draw all the way. Ooh, what a wicked hit put on by Anderson, I beg your pardon.
The movement of this defense makes you think back to those, Alabama defenses in the past, that LSU defense, the 9-6 year when there were, maybe 15 NFL players on the field.
Yeah.
These guys are moving like NFL players, and that hit forced a change.
Emory Jones in at quarterback. And now 4 wide receivers to his left as Richardson on the sideline, a little bit shaken up. Quick throw out to the left, and it's going to be a first down and a bunch more. Down to the 11 is Henderson.
How about being ready if you're Emory Jones? Now on those short passes, it's important to lead the guy forward. If he has to turn, it's not going to get the positive territory. Puts it right on the money so that the receiver, that time it's Henderson, can just turn upfield and get the first down.
So after the fumble recovery, Florida has worked to the Georgia 11. Emory Jones, a Georgia native out of LaGrange. Malik Davis behind him gets the toss sweep. And he's going to throw it. Option incomplete. It was close. Xavier Henderson, the intended receiver.
Yeah, but Darian Kendrick, number 11 that time, the transfer from Clemson, former 5-star cornerback. He's played man-to-man coverage coming into this game 195 times. He's only had 16 targets. This time he's able to get back just in time to force a perfect throw. Nessie's only given up 5 completions all year.
He's good. Here's Emory Jones doing his running thing and down to the 6. Third down.
Well, we do know this. If you're calling plays, you got 2 to get the first down or touchdown.
Under 7 minutes in the third quarter. Florida trying to score for the first time on this drive.
They can get a first down without scoring.
Only 4 offensive touchdowns allowed by Georgia all year. None so far today, obviously. They can get the first at the 1-yard line. Jones batted up in the air and complete. And that was Keely Ringo.
Boy, was Georgia ready for the wheel on that time. The linebackers were talking to each other, and they were ready for the wheel route. It came, and they reacted perfectly. Watch this, right here. Quay Walker's going, I got the wheel. I've got, you take that side. You get over on the other side. I'm ready for that wheel route. Here it comes. Watch him duck outside and take it away. Beautiful defense.
Keely Ringo says, I'm not going to let it get that far. It'll be a 23-yard field goal attempt by Jace Chrisman to try to at least get the Gators something out of that turnover, and he missed. Wide left. And it's still Georgia pitching a shutout.
Remember,
open, so he picks up about 5.
You always got to keep your eye inside those big guys that blocked the field goal the last time, Davis and Carter. Did they get it this time? I don't think so.
Just missed it.
Yep.
Carter, of course, blocked an extra point 2 weeks ago against Kentucky. So as Gary says, you always have to look inside, see if one of those guys got a big paw on it.
Got a good chance.
So Stetson Bennett got 6. Second down and 4. We're under 6 minutes in the third quarter. Blitz coming. Zamir White dropped. Nice open field tackle. That guy's had a good game. Rashad Torrance.
Yeah, he always has a good game. He's a good football player. They've struggled tackling, but I think when I watch Torrance, he seems to be the most active coming from that secondary making plays. Got beat on that long pass, but that's sometimes when you line up 15 yards deep, you misjudge that speed right at you. And when you're that deep, you go, come on, he's not going long.
That's right. Third down along 3. James Cook in the backfield with Bennett. Moves his tight end Fitzpatrick in closer. And that's the way Cook goes, and he got the first down. Let's check in with Jamie, an update on Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, he headed to the medical tent in the middle of that last series. During one of the plays, we saw him take a hit to the shoulder and or helmet area. The team doesn't say anything official. However, he has headed to the locker room with several team officials. So I'm going to go ahead and say he's under evaluation for the upper body hit that he took.
All right, Jamie, thanks.
It could have been shoulder. It could have been the concussion of that hit on his helmet head right there, too.
Florida thinking about a blitz on first down. Back away from it. Bennett throws down the middle. Oh, a diving catch by McConkey.
Did he control it? It bounced in the air. Did it bounce off the ground?
We'll find out on this replay, I guess.
Stretches right over there, just outside.
Man.
All right, this has got to be clear.
Oh,
that
there
bounced.
we go.
Yep.
Good call. Great attempt by number 84, former walk-on.
It was a dangerous throw. Brenton Cox, number 1, perfect. You know, when you're throwing in those lanes over the middle, and Stetson did a good job. You're just outside the one guy. You don't want to lead him into another linebacker. You take the first window available, and he did.
Over 10 minutes into this quarter, that was Georgia's first pass of the half. Another one's coming right here, and it's Bowers, the tight end. as he's done all year with another big play.
I tell you, this is just an NFL play. Todd Monken, experienced in the NFL, those athletic tight ends. Everybody's doing this right now. You put the tight end block and you turn around and screen. Your offensive linemen are allowed to go downfield because the ball is caught behind the line of scrimmage, and then you get an athlete getting that ball in space right away. Beautifully designed play. Everybody's doing it now, especially with guys as physical and athletic as Bowers.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field of where the runner stepped out of bounds is under review.
That was just like watching Kelsey catch a ball for the Chiefs right there, right?
Exactly. I mean, I know he's only a freshman, Gary, but I haven't seen a tight end any place in the country who's played better than this kid so far.
Did he step out? I don't think he did.
I don't think so either. I didn't see any white chalk. Still digging up some green.
So
finally, right there.
About 4 extra yards.
Right now, they're calling it a 43-yard pickup to the 24.
Yeah, worst case, it's a 39.
Right. Either way, I mean, he had a 89-yarder earlier this year. He's also rushed for a touchdown on top of leading Georgia with 6 touchdown receptions. That's about as close as you can cut it right there.
Look at Kirby running down the sideline behind him again.
After further review, the runner stepped out at the 29-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 at the 29.
All right, so it's not quite as long, but they'll take it.
After the screen pass, Stetson Bennett, let's see if he got tackled. His legs kind of got caught a little bit. I think he just turns around to see if it was to the referee to see if he got a late hit call, but he didn't.
Javon Dexter was the guy bringing him down. And so they move that line of scrimmage to the 29. We'll call it a 38-yard pickup instead of 43. Zamir White on the outside. That's about as tough of a 1-yard run as you're going to get, as he's swarmed under by a whole host of Gators there. Some of the connections both ways for these teams. Will Muschamp, defensive back at Georgia, was Florida head coach. Now he's back as an assistant with the Dawgs. Todd Grantham's been defensive coordinator at both places. Christian Robinson, Georgia linebackers, now the Florida linebacker coach. Brenton Cox, we mentioned, wore #1 for Georgia. We're #1 for Florida. There's Todd Grantham, whose defense has really played pretty well today. Remember, 21 of the points for Georgia off turnovers, including a pick 6 by Nakobe Dean. James Cook, tough run on the inside, brought down by Diabate.
Nesta, I think you could confirm this. You live in Georgia area, know the Georgia people. I saw this one little quote from a Georgia fan where he said, "I have faith in a Georgia offensive coordinator for the first time in my life." Does that about sum it up for the Georgia
I
fans?
think if the guys I hang out with would probably agree with that.
For the first time in my life.
3rd down and 3. Georgia in field goal range, but looking for a first down. They need to get to the 19. Bennett flares it out.
Oh.
Cook, oh man, took it right in the stomach from Diabate, and he maybe got a yard.
I think it was Dean, 0 on the play. Trey Dean coming up from the secondary on the play. Yes, he did. It was Dean. Nice play. Coming up from the secondary. Good man-to-man coverage. Come up, get your man. Diabate gets the hit on the quarterback, and Dean comes up and makes the tackle.
And Georgia's going for it on 4th down and a yard. Stetson Bennett asking for it. Flags fly. Kirby Smart's out on the field right now.
False start. 70 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That's going to be on McClendon, and that will change the strategy.
Warren McClendon, I think, feels that the ball is going to be snapped on the clap. Watch Stetson Bennett. Does he clap? Yes, he claps, and I think McClendon goes, "I thought we were going on the second clap," and they weren't.
Jack Podlesny in to try a 43-yard field goal. Missed earlier from 46. Out of a Jake Camarda hold. Kick on the way, and this one is good. Bud Leslie officially from 42.
The outside linebacker Walker that time to sneak into the throwing lane on the first interception. And the second one, when you're throwing the ball to the running back, those linebackers squat on him, and it was a late throw and it cost him.
Yep. Camarda to kick off. And fair catch taken at the 1-yard line. CBS Tuesday from executive producer Dick Wolf. These elite teams prove that justice has no borders. First it's FBI, then FBI International, and end the night with FBI Most Wanted. These three teams are all on one night. The FBI is Tuesday starting at 8, 7 Central on CBS. And the FBI's are investigating how Georgia's defense can keep playing like this week in and week out. Beware of the dog, as Gary said. In this case, beware of all these dogs. Emory Jones at the controls. They keep it on the ground, and that is going nowhere. A loss of a yard. Tyndall makes the stop on Naquan Wright.
So Dan Lanning calls a run blitz because he knows inside he's got a guy that is going to take up space and allow Beal to come from the backside and make the play. Can't move him. He covers both A gaps just standing there. A gap to the right, A gap to the left.
All the gaps. Here's Naquan Wright again. Got some positive yardage that time.
So the stats of a nose tackle are never great. They don't make a lot of tackles. But this is what they do. They stand up the offensive line, nowhere to go, bounce the play back the other way, doesn't get knocked down.
What Big Jordan has always said, if it's 2 on me, somebody's free.
You got it. Well, good ones do that. They pay a lot of money for that in the next level. I wonder if they pay a lot of money for that at this level.
Well, with the NIL deals, I guess you can get at least a nice suit, like Jimmy said. Emory Jones fires complete. First down to Justin Shorter. Good. Florida's got a little something working right now with Emory Jones at quarterback. He drops back, wanted to throw, still looking to get it downfield, and throws high and incomplete, and has to pick himself off the turf. Although I wonder how many people have said, you know, Emory Jones should have started this season.
And it goes
Florida fans that were looking for Richardson to be a star.
You know, I always say to win the championship, you got to win a couple clutch games. You know, Georgia's dominated all year. Clutch game against Clemson to start the year. And I think the way they ended the half, this was a tight game.
Yep.
You know, they made the plays at championship level defensively. The question now is there enough offense for a championship? There's always something to think about. Complain about.
That's exactly right.
Call in the talk shows about.
Naquan Wright for a couple. Well, Dan Mullen, everything was going well last year. They've scored in an NCAA record 417 straight games. They haven't scored in this one. Still have 14.5 minutes to do something about that. Dan Lanning's defense hoping to prevent that, as Georgia has done so many times already this year. They have 2 conference shutouts, which is almost unheard of. If they shut out Florida, it's really going to be something. Jones down the middle, nice throw and catch, complete to Zipperer. And a first down.
Again, Florida also uses their tight ends, Zipperer and Gamble, even at 3rd and long, and Gamble gets to the second level. And good job that time of moving up in the pocket by Emory Jones. That's what really helps those tackles. Climb yourself into that pocket and make the throw.
First down just inside the Georgia 40. Run on the inside by Pierce, and a good one. Damian Pierce goes for 11 more.
Pierce, you know he wants to gain yards. He's from the same town as Kirby.
Right. He's had a couple nice runs today. 61 yards on 6 carries, in fact. Naquan Wright, nothing doing.
Jeez,
Man. Latavius Greeny.
Greeny is the star in this defense, the star position we're talking about. He plays really the outside safety to the field and takes on the blocker and makes the play. You know, Kirby, I mentioned before, this is the 418th game, 417 in a row they've scored. You know Kirby knows that they've got the record. He would love a shutout.
Jones will take off. Emory Jones puts his head down and gets to the 21. Nakobe Dean there to stop him, short of the first down. 3rd and short coming up.
We also know this from Kirby, right, Nunez? He'll never admit it.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's the first thing he'll say.
He does not let much out of the locker room, I'll tell you that. What's said in the locker room stays in the locker room with Kirby.
2-down territory, one would assume here on 3rd down and a long one, and it's Emory Jones not getting the one or the long one.
So now what does Dan Mullen do? 27-0. He's aware of not being shut out. He went field goal last time. Be almost a little embarrassing to go field goal here, wouldn't it?
Kind of. So
I think
they're going to go for it.
I think Gator fan would say, come on, you can't go field. That's what that guy just said, I think. Right there. Who cares about the field goal?
We picked one random person out that repeated what you said.
Be a man and go for it.
And the Georgia fans are saying, you're not getting that one. Or in this case, almost 2 yards. The shift on the defensive front.
Oh, he
for the
moved.
Dawgs.
He rocked back. The shift got him again.
So it's not 4th and a long 1 or 2 anymore.
Gene DeLance, number 56. I think that's the lean right there. He just, both of them. Reese and DeLance kind of lean back.
So slight, but it's a flag nonetheless. And they're still going for it. Now 4th and 7. Now this is how you complete shutouts. You stop a play like this, and the other side's going to get a little demoralized if they aren't already. That was the 4th false start suffered by the Gators today. Part of it might be the Georgia fans' noise. 4th and 7. Emory Jones across the middle. Nakobe Dean almost had another one. Couldn't hold the interception, but Georgia takes over on downs.
Nakobe Dean does a great job this time of reading Emory Jones's eyes. I think this is here, and he just kind of drifts with the look across.
Presented by Jersey Mike Subs. Could be a variety of plays by the Georgia defense, probably.
3 tight ends in the game.
And a handoff. Zamir White. Let's check in with Jamie.
Well, we noticed something kind of funny during our rehearsal yesterday, didn't we, guys? The painted names of the schools in the end zone here in Jacksonville. Florida's like half the size of the word Georgia. We thought they got gypped, but we checked. We did some digging. The schools provide the stencils to the stadium, so it is the exact same Florida that they see in Gainesville, but it just looks funny when it's compared to Georgia across the end zone here in Jacksonville. You know, I have a theory that it's a little bit how they play. You know, Georgia takes up the entire end zone and they block it. No one's allowed in. Florida, very sleek, very skinny, keep it up and down the field. What do you think, Gary?
Our stencil's bigger than yours. I think that's what they're working on. Scott Strickland will say, we got to change that next year.
Jamie, just a little side bet. I bet you the Florida lettering is bigger next year.
That's what I said. Scott Strickland, the AD's going to say, get a bigger stencil.
Bit of stencil.
And maybe the white, too. You know, the Georgia really pops from up here. Got to see the Florida a little bit better. Get a graphic design major on it. I think that should be an assignment coming up.
People would be surprised what goes on in our booth rehearsal on Friday.
A lot of singing and a lot of field analysis.
That's right. 10 minutes remaining in this one.
What could have been. That's what Dan Mullen's thinking right now.
Empty backfield. Stetson Bennett has played the entire way. Quarterback for Georgia. He's going to run it here. Straight up the middle, and he got a first down. Well, that's what he does well when he has to.
He does give you, they don't run him a lot. He's not big enough to run a lot. Remember in this game he got knocked out, getting hit on the shoulder early in the game. It kind of changed the game in that one. And there's JT right there. People, another conversation we had in the booth, the last commercial was, will they get JT Daniels some practice reps in this game? If you look forward in the schedule, Missouri, Charlotte Southern, Georgia Tech, they've got games to get them ready. The at Tennessee game, though, you got to wonder if they're going to have to score some points. You're always looking ahead. What could be a stumble?
That's a couple weeks from now. Here's James Cook dancing in the hole, dancing out of it, and getting a good game before Rashad Torrance takes the tackle.
It's the second time we've seen Georgia up close. If you're going to beat them, you better be really good. I mean, it's going to take an elite offense, and you're going to have to be able to stay on the field, and your defense has to match up against this high dynamic run game that they have as well.
Let's face it, what the question is going to be, and I don't care if Georgia fans, if this is another shutout, what they're going to say is, if we get to Atlanta and if it's Alabama, is this guy good enough to beat the Tide?
That's always the case. When you're the backup quarterback and you're like a walk-on, it's always going to be a question. Is he good enough?
Here comes a blitz. James Cook takes it outside to avoid that blitz and a first down into Florida territory. He said, I was that close to breaking it open all the way.
Again, extra tight end of the field. Bowers does a good job, number 19 at the end of the line, and they continue to move the chains. I'll tell you, this dynamic look of the tight ends really gives you a different look. They're athletic enough. They keep at least 2 on the field all the time. And, you know, if you think they're just blockers, no way. They can hurt you, as we've seen in this game.
Both those guys are in the 6'6" category. Washington and Fitzpatrick. Play action, a good one. And Bennett, airing it long. Got A.D. Mitchell out there, but it's underthrown, and it's picked off by Torrance again.
Remember earlier when he threw one like that, and I said, you got to be careful of that inside deep ball. A good safety will eat that up. That ball has to be outside the numbers. Must account for this guy right here, and the target has to be outside. Lead him to the outside. He led him to the inside, right into the safety.
And underthrown as well. So Rashad Torrance, he can rest his head on the pillow. So Emory Jones, and the offense takes over at the 11 with 7:42 midway point here in the final quarter. Hesitates and then throws it out in the flat. Maybe a 1-yard pickup for Malik Davis as Keely Ringo knocked him out of bounds.
When you turn on Georgia tape, remember 2 corners a year ago drafted. They play much more zone defense, more what they call field defense. They line them in their coverage. They just play the wide side of the field. Whatever formation you have, they just line up that way and then slide to it.
You see Florida scored a lot of points, 18 of the last 21, 30 plus. They got a 0 up there on the board right now. 4 years ago, they scored with 2:40 to go in the game and won that Georgia won 42-7. They would love to avoid the shutout. Georgia trying to preserve what would be their 3rd conference shutout. And we've got 7 minutes to go. Justin Shorter on an 18-yard pickup.
Yeah, the way Emory moved into the pocket, it was almost like one of those quarterback play action passes where he feigns a little bit inside and then throws the slant behind the linebackers.
Blitz off the corner. Jones down the middle again. And complete again to Xavier Henderson. Georgia hasn't lost since they played to Florida last year. This would be 12 in a row. Florida 8-6, and only 2 of those 8 wins were against Power 5 competition. So the last year's gone dramatically different for these 2 teams. Second and short. Jones, nice move in the hole to get the first down. Channing Tindall brought him down, but we're under 6 minutes.
Well, you can see the skill set of Emory Jones, a 5-star recruit, committed to Ohio State. When Dan Mullen came in, he flipped him back to Florida, and he's always been high on him. But you know, there's always another guy in college ball, and when you're losing games, they give other guys try.
Short pass out in the flat to Malik Davis.
I don't recall in this game that Georgia has missed a tackle where I went, oh, they should have had that guy.
Not many, if there has been.
Yes. And usually I think, okay, this is just the defense, you know, playing safe and letting them have yards. I don't think that here. I think this Georgia defense wants to stop them and put a goose egg up there.
They're 5 minutes away from it. Jones, pitch, an easy catch. And Justin Shorter out there, nobody on him. So they move the sticks into Georgia territory. And a first down after a pickup of 16.
Keely Ringo that time dropped very deep. He thought he had help underneath. As soon as the ball was completed, he started yelling to Dan Lanning like, oh, wait, where was our coverage in the flat that time? Mix up in the zone.
Jones throws short over the middle, but it's good for Copeland to get. Did he get a first down? Very close.
Got to give credit to this offensive line on this drive. Each time Georgia has brought a different fourth man in the rush. They're not really blitzing. Henderson that time holding in the slot on the play. A late flag.
So he backs it up outside, just outside the 35. 3:56 and the clock ticking. And that NCAA record streak of not being held scoreless, 417 games, and Georgia trying to keep a 0 up there for Florida, which would be their third conference shutout of the year. And again, Jalen Carter jumped into the neutral zone, but it looked like maybe the right tackle moved as well.
Yeah, but did he react to the movement by Carter? That's going to be the discussion here.
And that is the call. Going to go offside on Georgia.
No penalty.
Coach Saban turns 70 tomorrow. Michigan State retains the Paul Bunyan Trophy. Navy beats Tulsa on the ground. You got to wonder if it's an off week for Coach Saban and the Crimson Tide, and I'm sure Miss Terry probably going to have some kind of birthday get-together for him for Halloween. He's probably going to say, that's all right, you can bring a few people, but bring it to the office, you know, because I don't have time for this nonsense. I got to watch film. Happy birthday, Coach.
It's season. He's a grinder.
Yeah, that's right. Jones, far side. Yeah, somebody's missing an assignment over there.
And Ringo again, and he goes right to the bench like, what's the deal here? Corner's dropping about 25 yards, and either he's mistaken with the defense or somebody else is, but he was not. Watch us bail on it. Nobody to the outside. He expects a switch for Greeny to go out there, and he doesn't.
And
get him out of here.
He's coming out. And Kirby's going to follow him 6 yards deep on the sideline. And that's where Keely will be for maybe the foreseeable future. Jones down the middle, and do we have a flag? Yes, we do. Seems going to be called for pass interference. And it was Kamari Gamble, the tight end, the intended receiver.
Song safety on the tight end, just a kind of a
little wraparound.
Yeah, a little banana route, and he gets his right hand on the hip and or right shoulder and elbow.
Pass
and
interference
turns
on the defense, number 2. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
So it's first and goal for the Gators.
Last shutout, 1988. Auburn, 16-0. 417 games. This is 418.
Ringo's back on the field for the Georgia defense. I would think this might be Emory Jones on a run from the 2. We'll see. Georgia shifts on their front again. And it's Emory Jones. And it's a flag flying, and it's a touchdown, Florida. There goes the shutout. Unless the flag is on Florida.
I think it was a face mask on the play. Emory Jones, as he's going in, gets grabbed on the play. That was the call, I believe. Definitely scores on the play.
Yep. Here's the call.
The result of the play was a touchdown by Florida. There is no foul for a face mask on the play. The defensive player grabbed the collar of the runner.
All right, so we'll just pick up the flag and the streak.
Looked like he had the face mask to me. That's a high collar right there.
That's Jordan Davis. That's a big hand, too.
That's putting the collar way up.
I think so.
That's one of those turtleneck collars.
Well, the Gators avoid the shutout and go 89 yards in 10 plays. And we'll have an onside kick coming up shortly after Chris Howard comes in for the point after.
When did you say they scored last time? 2:52?
2:47 4 years ago.
Oh, plenty
Almost
of time.
exactly. Yeah.
2 seconds.
And the extra point is good. So Emory Jones.
So to this point in the game, because of those turnovers and one play scores, Georgia's only run 50 plays the whole game. And in the second half, thrown the ball 5 times, the last one being an interception.
They basically, with the exception of their field goal from Podlesny at 42 yards, haven't really had a drive today except the opening possession of the ball game, because they had a 6-second drive, which was James Cook 11-yard touchdown after a Nolan Smith fumble recovery, a pick 6 by Nakobe Dean, and the other was the 38-yard touchdown pass. So those aren't drives, those are just one plays. Jerry Palm's college football projection entering today, well, you can scratch Michigan, in Jerry's opinion, from being number 2 because they lost today. Alabama was idle. Cincinnati goes to 8-0. Oklahoma, as Adam just told you, on their way to rout over Texas Tech. Michigan State beat Michigan. Ole Miss plays tonight against Auburn. And so it goes. We find out on Tuesday nights if indeed this team is the number 1 team in the country. Pretty sure Zamir White's going to make sure. Touchdown, Georgia. 42 yards for the capper.
Here comes the LSU fourth quarter offense right here, the counter play. Zamir White lined up to the right, but watch how he follows the guard and the H-back into the hole. This is what LSU did to the Florida defense in the fourth quarter. They gashed them just like that and took it to the house.
I mentioned the 2 quote-unquote drives of one play, and then an interception for a touchdown by Nakobe Dean. That was a 2-yard drive for 46 yards and a season-long run for Zamir White. And the extra point to make it 34-7.
Well, with 52 plays, Georgia has 354 yards. That's not bad.
That's good points per yard. And there'll be some more partying outside the stadium in the world's largest outdoor social function when this one's over.
Or they may just start now.
Might as well. They've been doing it since this morning. I should say since Thursday night, but Dick Camarda to kick off. Florida will have one more possession. And again, by the time Georgia gets back to Athens tonight, they may know whether they're the champs of the SEC East. Because Kentucky and Mississippi State, by the time they get everything put together, get back to campus, that game might be over. And if Mississippi State beats Kentucky, Georgia's got a date in Atlanta. And the way they played today, they've got a date in Atlanta, I'm pretty sure, in their future anyway.
Yeah, their sights are set a lot higher than just a date there. They, of course, want to get there, but they want to finish the season off on top playing for the national championship.
Kirby Smart has said early in the year to his team when they were having a bad practice, we're not practicing to just win this week. We're practicing to beat everybody.
Yep.
And I think his defense has taken that to heart for sure. Ooh, still hitting on the inside, that's for sure. Florida's remaining schedule, they have to try to regroup now as they fall to 4-4, or will shortly. And they're going to be 2-3 in the conference. South Carolina, Stanford, at Missouri, and then Florida State. Jones, play fake, wants to throw, just got rid of it, and almost picked off again. Dumas Johnson had a hand on it. Some of the backup Georgia defenders getting time, and this guy almost had himself an interception.
Yeah, I thought he had this one. He tipped it up, but he could have. It would have been a good catch for a defensive end-type player. The ball was past him by the time he tried to catch it.
Pierce inside the 30. I beg your pardon, inside the 35. And fourth down upcoming. Stetson Bennett, a couple of bad throws today, but still he is now going to be 9-2 as a starter.
But that's the scary part. Both of those were first down throws. Tough, when you're not a franchise quarterback, you can't make the really egregious bad play. He makes enough good plays, just avoid those real bad ones.
And on fourth down, they get the first down. And it's Malik Davis. Stetson Bennett knows that he had a couple of bad throws, but boy, it's got to feel better than it did last year. It was a losing effort, and he got hurt. And today he can say, hey, we got a W.
He sure did. Well, listen, the offense works with him. The question is, you brought up before, for Georgia fan, does it work good enough? Because it's not just get there, they want to win it all. They've been there before. They want to win it all. They feel they've got a championship defense, and they don't want their offense to be the reason they don't win it.
It's been 41 years since the 80 national title team for the Dogs.
And if you think about this defense in modern college football, the points they've given up all year, I mean, it is amazing.
Through 8 games now, they're going to have given up 53 points. That is amazing. And this defense is something special. So whether it's the 99th renewal or the 100th renewal of this border rivalry, depending on which school you listen to, they can't even agree on that. But you can agree on one thing. This is the #1 team in the country.
Yeah, with the rest of their schedule, they'll be big favorites in every game. I'm circling that Tennessee game, though, because they can score.
Yep.
Let's see if they can score against these guys, though.
And now it's time for our Play the Game, presented by Jersey Mike's Subs. And this was Anthony Richardson trying to make a play, a late throw to the outside. Nakobe Dean, the linebacker, picks it off and takes it 50 yards for the Georgia touchdown. Here's how Scott Howard called it on the Georgia Radio Network.
Now we fake a blitz with Anderson. We'll bring 3. Anderson kind of hovers. Pick! Nakobe Dean at the 50, 40, 30. He's going to take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown! Touchdown, Nakobe! Pick 6!
Well, dinner was cooking, as Scott called it, because in a matter of about 2.5 minutes, Georgia cooked up 21 points, and that is how this game went and how it turned in the Dogs' favor. And Jamie Erdahl's with the winning coach.
And